All right. If you're a guy over 50 and you're feeling that familiar ache in your joints, or you're just noticing your strength isn't what it used to be, you probably just chalk it up to getting older, right? Okay, let's dive right in. So, let's ask that question again. Is it really just your body getting old? Is that ache in your knee or that weakness when you try to open a jar, is that just an unavoidable fate? See, here's the split. The common belief is it's just old age. My joints are wearing out. But the real reason is something we can call a silent enemy. It's called neurological disconnect. And here's the kicker. All that grinding you do at the gym with those heavy, repetitive reps, that can actually make this problem worse and speed up how fast your joints break down. So what is this enemy? Well, think of neurological disconnect as a software problem, not a hardware problem. It's like the connection between your brain and your deep muscle fibers gets fuzzy, kind of like bad reception. Your brain is sending the signal, but the muscles just aren't getting the message clearly, and that leads to weakness and that feeling of instability. But here's the good news. This isn't your body decaying, it's broken software. And software can be fixed. So how do we start fixing it? The very first step is to build your foundational strength, your core. I'm serious, without a rock-solid core, anything else you try to build is just sitting on a foundation of sand. So let's start right there. And forget about endless crunches. We are not chasing a six-pack for the beach here. The whole point of our first hold, the hollow body hold, is to forge a protective structural corset around your entire midsection. Think of it like building 360-degree armor to protect your spine. That's what lets you move safely and powerfully. Okay, so here's exactly how you do it. We start nice and easy in week 1 with your knees bent. But listen up because this part is absolutely non-negotiable. It's the most crucial detail. Your lower back must be completely glued to the floor. The second you feel it start to peel off, you stop. That's the secret. That's how you build that corset without hurting your spine. Awesome. With your core armored up and locked in, your spine is finally safe. So now we can move down to the lower body, where we can build some serious, unbreakable strength without just grinding your cartilage into dust. And again, this is not about setting records in the squat rack. Who cares about that? This is about real-world strength. This is about making those daily movements, like getting out of a chair, climbing some stairs, feel completely effortless again. And our tool for this is the wall sit. It's a zero-impact powerhouse. Now, what's so special about this? Well, it all comes down to a magic angle, 90 degrees. When your thighs get perfectly parallel to the floor, you create this massive surge of muscle fiber recruitment in your quads and your glutes. And you do it all with zero movement and zero impact on your knee joint. It's incredible. But hey, you don't just jump into that 90-degree hold. You progress into it safely. You're going to start higher, maybe at a 45-degree angle, and then just work your way down over a few weeks. The ultimate goal? To hold that perfect parallel position for a brutal, shaking 60 seconds. That is how you build joint-friendly armor. Okay, your quads are getting stronger. That's great. But what about those tight hips? You know the feeling. Most guys try passive stretching, which, let's be honest, does next to nothing. We need something active. We need to bulletproof your entire base with the legendary horse stance. This thing builds control while prying open those locked-up hips at the same time. Now, the technique here is absolutely critical. You want your feet wide, your torso totally upright. But most importantly, and this is the key, you have to push your knees aggressively outward. Never let them cave in. Because when your knees cave in, you're unstable. Pushing them out builds the kind of lateral stability that literally prevents falls as we get older. And just like everything else, we progress. Don't force it. You start with a high stance, maybe just a quarter of the way down. Then over the weeks, you'll sink a little deeper, and then deeper until your thighs are parallel to the floor. This active hold teaches your brain to release that death grip it has on your hips, unlocking mobility and real power. So you feel that? Your lower half is now anchored with rock-solid, zero-impact strength. Your hips are mobile and stable. Your body is finally ready to transfer all that power upward. So, what do you say? You ready? Let's talk about shoulders, because by the time you hit 50, a lot of standard exercises, like the bench press, they can do a lot more harm than good. You know that sharp, familiar shoulder pinch I'm talking about? It's time for a smarter way to forge an indestructible upper body. Look, we are not chasing a temporary pump here. The goal of our next move, the bottom push-up hold, is to forge permanent armor around your most vulnerable joints, especially that rotator cuff. It builds unbelievable stability and pressing power without shredding your tendons apart over time. So the crucial point is how you do it.
You lower yourself down until your chest is just an inch or two from the floor and you freeze. And you absolutely have to remember the non-negotiable rule here. Keep your elbows tight to your ribs. Flaring them out is what destroys shoulders. Tucking them in is what builds them. And hey, start on your knees or with your hands on a bench and work your way up. Okay, your shoulders are now stable. Your core is armored. Your legs are strong. It is time to tie it all together with the final blueprint, connecting every single part of your body into one solid, indestructible unit. Now, this final hold is the bear crawl hold. This isn't about crawling around the floor until you're exhausted. It's about building this massive, full-body tension net, like a primitive armor that locks all your joints exactly where they're supposed to be, creating a single, solid unit without any of the high impact from dynamic movements. And this really highlights the precision we need. The magic? It's all in hovering your knees just 1 single inch off the floor. Not 2 inches, not 3, 1. That tiny little gap creates the maximum amount of tension and forces your core, your shoulders, and your quads to all light up and work together. So here's the game plan. You start with short holds, just focusing on that 1-inch hover. And the non-negotiable? A perfectly flat back. I want you to imagine you have a glass of water on your lower back. And it shouldn't spill a drop. This makes sure your core is braced and your spine is totally safe as you build up toward that big 60-second goal. So there you have it. That's the 5-hold blueprint. You've got the hollow body hold to forge your core set, the wall sit to build zero-impact leg power, the horse stance to unlock your hips and build stability, the push-up hold to create those armored shoulders, and finally, the bear crawl hold to unite the entire body. This is your path to rebuilding raw power after 50. So really, the choice is yours now. Are you going to keep grinding away with the same old exercises that are slowly breaking you down? Or are you ready to adopt a blueprint that actually builds you up, rewires your body, and lets you finally move pain-free? It's time to stop letting age be an excuse. It's time to take control.